It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this elementary edition of Science Bowl. Play along and test your science IQ with these young scholars. Let's meet the teams right now. First, from Berwyn Heights Elementary, please say hello to Jan Knutson, Megan Conover, and Sean Mirpagala. And from Capitol Heights Elementary School, say hello to Tayo Coates, Kayla Dodd, and Mohammed Hassan. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again in the quarterfinals. So make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to the red team. And Megan, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Jan, and to Sean. And Kayla, would you try your buzzer? It seems to be in good shape as well. Good luck to you, to Tayo, and to Mohammed. Are we ready? Yes. Let's do this. We're proud of all of you guys. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically B before C. So Berwyn Heights and Megan, let's play the bowl. Give me a category and a number.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, recently in Las Vegas, somebody paid $18,300 for a tuft of Elvis Presley's what? Kayla.
Hair.
Hair, that's right. They found a little bit of hair from his barber, and someone spent all that money. I've got Elvis's hair. All right, 5 points. Capitol Heights.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, pond scum is a nasty sounding thing, but pond scum is actually made up of Volvox, which is a very beautiful one-celled kind of green plant that we often find in an aquarium. What is that plant called?
Moss.
Again, please?
Moss.
Not moss. Good try. Not moss. What kind of green plant is found in an aquarium that in large numbers sometimes it's called pond scum? What do you think, Berwyn Heights?
Algae.
Algae it is. Nice comeback. All right, you got the points, and Jan says, yeah. All right, go Megan.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, to me, it looked like the creatures were pretty tame in the movie version of Maurice Sendeck's Where the What Things Are. Kayla,
Things are.
Where the wild things are. Absolutely right. Wait till we acknowledge you before you say your answer, but I love your enthusiasm. Go green.
Okay. Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, unlike the movie version, visitors would find a hot molten core if they journeyed to the center of the what, Berwyn Heights?
Earth.
Earth, that's right. Remember in the movie version there were like rivers down there and plants. No, not so in real life. It would be a hot molten nickel core if we got to the center of the earth. Score, 60 Berwyn Heights, 60 Capitol Heights. Tie score, Megan, let's break it. You choose.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, it seems appropriate that it was 3 little pigs in Minnesota who actually came down with this flu. Berwyn Heights.
H1N1.
H1N1 or swine flu, absolutely right. You're giving us the technical term. I like that. Go red.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, if you go to the airports today, the Transportation Security Agency doesn't care much about what kinds of solids and gases you have with you, but they look down on this form of matter. Berwyn Heights?
Liquids.
Liquids, that's right. You can only take a little bit because of all of the terrorism threat that is out there. Nicely done. Go again. Red.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, let's play the blame game here. Whenever an earthquake takes place anywhere in the world, you can say, it's Mother Nature's what? Capital Heights?
Fault.
Fault, absolutely right. The fault lines are the things that cause those earthquakes. Good, you caught on very nicely there. Tied again, 70. Go, Kayla. Yes, ma'am.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, there are certain kinds of fruits and vegetables like watermelons and grapes and bananas that, thank goodness, they can reproduce asexually because those kinds of plants and fruits do not have any what's inside them. Capital Heights?
Water.
Not water, no. They reproduce some kinds of watermelons and grapes and bananas asexually because they don't have any what's inside them. What do you think, Megan?
Seeds.
Seeds, that's right. Seedless watermelons, seedless grapes, and bananas, you don't have to pick the seeds out of those either. So they take cuttings and they reproduce them. It's a kind of cloning. Nicely done. Go, Red.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, even if you've never read the book, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the horseman, the eerie, spooky horseman, was famously acephalic. Berwyn Heights.
Headless.
He was headless, that's right, acephalic. The guy was riding along with no head. That would get anybody's attention, wouldn't it? Thank you, Sean, for your help on that one. Go, Megan.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, in the country of Peru, where it's very dry along the coast, they're hanging giant nets, and as this ground-level cloud rolls in from the ocean, Kayla?
Fog.
Fog, yes, the fog condenses on that net, and they use that water for use in agriculture. Nicely played. Go again. Green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade, 15 points, teams. There are certain kinds of birds and snakes and lizards that periodically shed feathers and scales and skin in a process known as what? Kayla.
Shedding.
Give me another word.
Molting.
Molting, that's what I want to hear. Good comeback. Thank you, Tayo. Good team play in there. All right, oh, the buzzer has rung. We've come to the end of the first round, and look at that score. It doesn't get any closer than this. Capitol Heights 95, Berwyn Heights 90. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science. Well, thank you for spending part of your day with us. Let's meet the 6 outstanding scholars that are playing our game today. Let's go first to Berwyn Heights. It's the Battle of the Heights today. Berwyn and Capital. Let's talk about Berwyn Heights first. Megan, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Dr. Karen Singer.
Dr. Singer, and I know she's out there and she's a big fan of Science Bowl and certainly a big fan of all of the 3 of you here. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Brett Goldstein.
Mr. Goldstein, and I think his son is also part of the team, is he not? Sam is out there in the wings and he's watching, and we thank him for being part of this team. And Megan, did you have any other alternates other than Sam, or was he the only one?
We had Tierra Draper, Solange Ayala, and Jack Britton Powell.
Wonderful. So we'll bring all those alternates out with Mr. Goldstein in just a few moments. Megan, what do you like best about Berwyn Heights?
Well, we do a lot of creative arts program. We have 2 mosaic murals, a bay one and a garden one. And then we also have music class, instrumental with Miss Fung, and a lot of other things, and chorus.
There's a lot going on at that school, and I've seen those murals, and they are beautiful. Thank you for bringing those up. And when you get older, Megan, what do you see yourself doing?
Well, I like cosmetology, but I also like cooking. So I want to go to college.
Wonderful. You'll have no trouble whatsoever. You're doing a nice job here as a team captain. Lots of poise. And I like how you consult with Sean and Jan. Sean, nice to have you here. And your sister was on our show at one time, was she not? So you're following in the family tradition here on Science Bowl. Nice to have you with us. Sean, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, sometimes I read, play video games, and yeah, that's it.
That's plenty to keep you occupied, and you're a very serious-minded young man. I know you want to go into a medical career someday, don't you? I wish you luck on that. And Jan, nice to have you here. He didn't bring his guitar, but you like to play your guitar, don't you, Jan? Yeah. And what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to become a recording artist.
Yeah, see? So you're planning this very well. What else do you do in your spare time?
Well, I usually read. I surf the internet, watch videos on YouTube, and kind of just
That's why all of you are so aware of what we're talking about in these questions today, because you keep up with the world, and readers do well, and you keep reading, all of you. Capitol Heights, nice to have you here in your matching shirts. We have the Huskies over here at Berwyn Heights, and we've got the Cougars over here. And if you sit up just a little straighter, I think we can see what it says. Capitol Heights Cougars Science Bowl 2009-2010. And I think your sponsor, Miss Champion, was responsible for that, was she not?
Yes.
She's a wonderful lady. She comes and helps us out, helps us judge the program as well, and a longtime associate of Science Bowl. So we thank her for all her good work. Kayla, did you have any alternates on your team?
We had Kavion Link and Christian Jones.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out in just a few moments. And who's the principal at Capitol Heights?
Mr. Herman Whaley.
Yes, and I know he's out there. He's keeping his fingers crossed for you, and you guys are playing a great game thus far. Tell me about Capitol Heights. If someone asked you, like me, what the best thing was about your school, what would you tell them?
Well,
I bet you have good teachers there.
yes.
Teachers really make up a school and, you know, have good administration and lots of extracurricular activities. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to read, play soccer, and play with my friends.
Yeah, and you like to swim too. I know you like to go to the pool. And someday when you get older, what would you like to do?
I would like to be a veterinarian.
Veterinarian, because you've got a dog at home and fish, and you used to have hermit crabs, right? What kind of dog do you have?
Chinese Shar-Pei mix.
Wow. What's the dog's name?
China.
That's a good name. It's a good name. Muhammad, nice to have you here. Muhammad, aspiring to go to one of the Ivy League schools, MIT or Harvard or Yale. And when you get there, what kind of career might you pursue?
I would like to serve in the Supreme Court or go to my basketball career.
Wow. So, yes, you could be a professional basketball player, and then, of course, you can't play basketball your entire life, and maybe if you go to one of those Ivy League schools, you can get a law degree as well, and that would be a nice transition to the Supreme Court. We'll keep our eye on you, because you're going places. Talia, nice to have you here today. Tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I really like to read, and I like to just stay with my brother. I like to play with him. I like to do a lot of things with my brother and the rest of my family.
Wow. Is your brother older or younger?
Younger.
Younger. All right. So you're a nice role model for him. I'm sure he's going to be watching you on this program. What do you want to do when you get older, Tayo?
When I get older, I want to be a graphic designer and design video games and stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to be an entomologist and discover like different types of insects.
Yeah, and you know, they keep finding new species all the time, certainly of insects and even mammals and birds. So sometimes we think everything that could be discovered has been, but that's not true. So I wish you luck. You're a good player, too. Let's get back to our game. Berwyn Heights 90, Capitol Heights 95. Lots of big points to give away yet. Last correct answer came from Kayla, so start us out, Kayla. Yes, ma'am.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, the king of the lizards in this world is the monitor lizard. And the biggest of all the monitors is this modern day dinosaur. What is this biggest of the monitor lizards known as, Capitol Heights?
Komodo dragon.
You got that right, the Komodo dragon that lives on the island of Komodo and Sula, which is the companion island down there in Indonesia. Nicely done. Green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, there is a bird in Minnesota called the loon. The loon is kind of loony. It makes a weird sound. It's even loonier today for a very bad reason. This chemical element that is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature is leaking into the ecosystem in the lakes where the loons live. What is the name of that chemical element for 10 points, Berwyn Heights?
Mercury.
Mercury, absolutely right. Of course, we ban it now from thermometers because we know how toxic it is. All right, you're right back in this game, Megan. Where next?
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Cosmic microwave background is what astronomers call the leftovers of this event that supposedly created the universe. Berwyn Heights.
Big Bang.
Again?
Big Bang.
Big Bang, that's right. You got that right. Where all of those particles, they're still flying out there, and the debris does not have the same kind of roll off the tongue ease that Big Bang does. Nice answer. You're in the lead now by 10 points. Megan.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical, 15 points. Seems a multiple choice question. Which of the following items is an example of a wheel and axle type of simple machine? Which of the following is a wheel and axle type simple machine? A seesaw, a screwdriver, a doorknob. Which one is a wheel and axle? Berwyn Heights.
Doorknob.
Doorknob, that's right. You turn it, there's the wheel, and there's the axle. Perfect, good. Red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, the H1N1 virus attacks the bronchi in your body, which means, this is a multiple choice question, which means that after getting the H1N1 virus, your body could have a heart attack, it could develop an ulcer, or it could develop pneumonia. Which of those three might be a consequence of the H1N1 virus attacking the bronchi? Kayla.
Heart attack.
Not a heart attack, good try. A heart attack, an ulcer, or pneumonia if the H1N1 virus attacks the bronchi.
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia. Bronchi are the tubes inside your lungs. All right. And pneumonia, of course, affects the lungs. All right. Read again.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points. Teams, in Disney's Beauty and the Beast must fall in love before the last of these falls from a rose. The last of these falls from a rose, Megan.
Petals.
The petal, before the last petal falls. Yes, red.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, Alexander Fleming, a famous scientist, he was also famously messy. Thank goodness. Because all of those Petri dishes in his lab were so dirty that they filled with what kind of fungus? Kayla?
Bacteria.
Not bacteria, no. Sorry about that, Megan. Alexander Fleming's messy lab had Petri dishes that were filled with what kind of fungus that eventually produced a substance that could attack bacteria? What do you think?
Penicillin.
Penicillin was actually what they found in there. Judges, we're going to give it. We're going to give it to you. Absolutely right. You got it. That mold contained that penicillin. All right. The judges say yes, indeed. Good answer. Go, Megan.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, what cephalopod has a name that tells you exactly how many tentacles it has? Capitol Heights.
Octopus.
You got that right. Octopus. Octo, 8 tentacles. Thank you, Tayo, for your help there. All right, you're back in the game. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, what pilotless American plane that delivers bombs into enemy territory has the same name as a male honeybee? Capitol Heights.
Drone.
Again?
Drone.
Drone, yes, a drone. Absolutely. Good. All right, 2 in a row. Go again.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question, if you would. Teams, you're looking at what they call a dancing shafaka. A dancing shafaka is what kind of primate that lives exclusively on the island of Madagascar? All right, Kayla.
Lemur.
It is a lemur, absolutely right. And if we've seen the Madagascar movies, we know, King Julian, the king of the lemurs over there. The shafaka is one of those. All right, our score at this point, 175 for Berwyn Heights, 170 for Capitol Heights. Almost a tie. Advantage green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, in your body, the rods and cones are found on what photopigmented layer at the back of your eye? What is the name of that layer for 20 points? Can you tell me, Capitol Heights?
Cornea.
Not cornea. Oh, good try. Not cornea. The rods and the cones are found in what photopigmented layer at the back of your eye? Berwyn Heights, you can pad your lead with the right answer.
Can Sean tell you?
He certainly may.
Retina.
Retina. Absolutely right. Good answer. Nice comeback there. All right. Red. Thank you, Sean.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 10. Let's get physical for 10 points, did you say?
20.
20. All right. Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, the unit of force in the metric system is named for this gravity guy. Berwyn Heights? Newton. That's right. Isaac Newton, who got famously hit on the head with an apple. All right. Go red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, you cannot buy or sell raw milk in most states in this country because it has not undergone what heat process that destroys the bacteria in milk. Berwyn Heights.
Pasteurization.
Pasteurization. Yes, indeed. It has not been pasteurized. So all of those bacteria in there are still out there and pose a hazard to the public. All right. All the big questions are mostly left. Our score 235 to 170. Still anybody's game. Red advantage. Megan.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, President Obama has said so. Now, this illegal drug can be used for medical use all across this country. What is the name of that illegal drug? Yes.
Marijuana?
Marijuana, absolutely right. Marijuana, which helps to take away pain in people that have glaucoma and other conditions. Green, please.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points, teams. To get at a flower's nectar, pollinators have to pass by the anther and what female part of the plant that sounds like a firearm? Berwyn Heights?
Pistol.
Pistol, that's right. Look out, the plant's got a gun. Yes, go red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points, teams. If you know what liposuction is, then you will know that lipase is an enzyme that helps break down what kind of nutrient, capital Heights?
Fat.
Spell it.
F-A-T. F-A-T.
F-A-T, fat. That's what I want to hear. Yes, good, go. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, listen carefully. In the movie Armageddon, an asteroid is headed straight for the Earth. Asteroids are found in a belt between two planets in our solar system. Berwyn Heights?
Mars and Jupiter.
Mars and Jupiter, that's right. That's where the asteroid belt is found. Nicely done. Go red.
Dateline signs for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question. Teams, this is a famous picture called The Scream by Edvard Munch, a Norwegian artist. Look at the sky. It's kind of orange and yellow and red. Scientists think it is that color because of Krakatoa. Krakatoa was a famous what? A famous what, Berwyn Heights?
Volcano.
A volcano, that's right, a volcanic eruption so intense that it changed the climate around the world. One question left in the game, that is potpourri for 25 points. It is as follows. Teams, we all know that H1N1 is swine flu virus. H3N8, though, is equine influenza virus. It is so named because it affects what kinds of animals? Yes, Megan.
Dogs.
Not dogs. Equine influenza virus affects what kind of animals, capital Heights?
Mosquitoes.
Equine. You've ever heard of an equestrian? Horses. Horses was the answer. That's the end of our game. It looks like Berwyn Heights has done it. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. It was a fine game, 6 outstanding players. We are proud of all of them. Our final tally today is Capitol Heights 215, Berwyn Heights 310. They're waving, they're excited. Megan and Sean and Jan, congratulations. And we've got a whole shadow team back there. Say hello to all the alternates, Sam and Tyra and Soul Angel and Jack. Mr. Goldstein, we'll see you in the next round. Let's see some smiles over there. Kayla, you played a beautiful game. Muhammad and Tayo, we loved having you here. And the two alternates back there, Cavion, and Christian, Miss Champion and Miss Shern, thank you all for being here today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time on Science Bowl. Bye now.